Lucius Annaeus Seneca was a Roman statesman and Stoic philosopher who recognized that to live well, we must be constant students of the greatest subject of all, life itself. In his moral essay on the shortness of life, Seneca offers us an urgent reminder about the non-renewability of our most important resource, our time. Therefore, keeping this in mind, here are 10 of the most important insights on time management from Seneca's writings. 1. Treat time as a commodity. Seneca says, "People are frugal in guarding their personal property, but as soon as it comes to squandering time, they are most wasteful of the one thing in which it is right to be stingy." Seneca warns that we fail to treat time as a valuable resource, although it is possibly the most precious and non-renewable of all. Imagine seeing someone very wealthy throwing money away on the street. Surely, you would call that person insane. Yet, we see others, and ourselves, squandering something much more valuable every day, our time. The amount of time we have is uncertain, but it is certainly limited. It is clearly more foolish to waste time than money, because, unlike money, we cannot create more of it when it runs out. 2. Don't invest your time preparing for life. According to Seneca, he who spends all his time on his own needs, who plans every day as if it were his last, neither longs for nor fears the morrow. We are all guilty of spending too much time preparing for life. Seneca encourages us to live in the present moment, not to postpone our happiness, not to think that happiness is in the future. He criticizes those who believe they can work diligently until around the age of 60, when they finally retire, and then they can be happy. Our future is uncertain and not under our control. The future life we are working towards may never come. We are so busy and concerned about the future that we often let the present slip away, allowing time to pass unnoticed and unused. And then, when we are old and on our deathbed, we finally realize how short and valuable life is, left with the regret of not having made the most of it when we could. 3. Live life for yourself. Seneca reminds us, "So you must not think a man has lived long because he has white hair and wrinkles. He has not lived long, just existed long." We all have things we desire in our lives, whether it's a dream job, a dream home, a dream relationship, or that dream vacation. But most of us never come close to achieving many of these things because we are stuck in a job we hate just to pay the bills, or in a relationship we pretend to love because we don't want to be alone. We are just being dragged along by everything around us, and in today's world there are many distractions. We deceive ourselves into thinking we don't have enough time to pursue new endeavors. Being busy is always a choice. Being busy with things we don't enjoy is life's biggest distraction. We routinely go through our days fulfilling our obligations but absent from ourselves, confusing doing with being. The best way to invest our time is to invest in creating a life we love living. If you don't know what you love or what you want, ask yourself these questions. If I had more time, what things could I do? Or, if I could change something right now about myself, what would it be? You may realize you want to change jobs, get in shape, or take up a new hobby. You can start by waking up early and using that extra hour to do things you love. Time is precious, and it is running out for all of us. The longer you wait to make changes, the more time will pass working to make someone else's dream a reality. 4. Practice premeditatio malorum, as we learn from Seneca. While we waste our time hesitating and postponing, life is slipping away. Procrastination occurs when there is a conflict between the short-term gratification of impulses, like doing nothing and wasting time, and long-term commitments, like completing a sales report or editing a video, with the former winning out. In psychology, this is called temporal inconsistency. Even though you have removed all distractions and are ready to work at 8 in the morning, as planned, for your brain, the allure of finding an excuse to do something easier is very strong. The biggest challenge is finding a way to make that initial effort less unpleasant. The key here is expectancy. That's what we seek when we want to procrastinate something we know benefits us. It's the gap between short-term impulses and long-term reward. The reason it's often hard to start something is that, There's no expectation of an immediate reward. Sometimes the reward is years away. However, if you associate your work with the expectation of an immediate reward, you have a good reason to begin. For example, if you procrastinate by watching YouTube videos, you can make a deal with yourself that you can't watch YouTube videos until a certain amount of work is done. This way, you are rewarded for completing the unpleasant work with something immediate. 5. Make long-term rewards immediate. According to Seneca, putting things off is the biggest waste of life. It snatches away each day as it comes and denies us the present by promising the future. The greatest obstacle to living is expectancy. Our need to procrastinate is most powerful at the beginning of work. Even if you've eliminated all distractions and are ready to work at 8 a.m. as you planned, for your brain, the allure of finding an excuse to do something easier is very strong. The biggest challenge is finding a way to make that initial effort less unpleasant. The key here is expectancy. That's what we seek when we want to procrastinate, something we know benefits us. It's the gap between short-term impulses and long-term reward. The reason it's often hard to start something is that there's no expectation of an immediate reward. Sometimes the reward is years away. However, if you associate your work with the expectation of an immediate reward, you have a good reason to begin. For example, if you procrastinate by watching YouTube videos, you can make a deal with yourself that you can't watch YouTube videos until a certain amount of work is done. This way, you are rewarded for completing the unpleasant work with something immediate. 6. Make the most of your free time. As we learn from Seneca, it is not that we have so little time, but that we lose so much. The life we receive is not short, but we make it so. We are not ill-provided, but use what we have wastefully. We all work hard to earn two things: money and free time that we can spend on leisure activities. We work 8 to 9 hours a day to earn that free time, while squandering that hard-earned free time on less meaningful things like drinking at the bar with colleagues or friends, watching TV shows, or just gossiping by the water cooler. As some people point out, you have to stop and say, enough. Enough of wasting the free time you worked so hard to earn. Even if you enjoy your daily job, keep the time spent working to a minimum. Those extra hours will never come back. They are gone forever. Most of us spend our valuable lunch hour eating at our desks. Instead, we should make the most of our lunchtime. Read, write, or exercise. If you work in a city, visit a museum or gallery. Maybe start a book club at the office that can meet during lunchtime. On weekends or evenings when you have a lot of free time, make the most of it by meditating, reading, exercising, or writing in a journal. Anything that adds value to your life. If you want to overcome mediocrity and start living your life, you need to start making the most of your free time. 7. Spend time reflecting on your past. Seneca informs us, but life is very short and anxious for those who forget the past, neglect the present, and fear the future. To Seneca, time is divided into 3 parts: the present, which is transient, the future, which is uncertain, and the past, which is unchangeable. All modern time management lessons tell us to focus on the present with an eye on the future. They all focus on the uncertain and the transient. Meanwhile, Seneca tells us to pay attention to our past. If we want to extend our lives, we must have enough self-awareness to remember the lessons of our past so that we can be more effective today. When you truly take a moment to think, to review who you were in the past and what made you that person, it's very enlightening. Reflecting on your past and engaging in serious introspection is good for the soul. It helps you be present and understand the changes that have occurred within you. Moreover, it offers a clear and focused view of who you are today and who you want to be tomorrow. It even helps you take responsibility for yourself and your actions. Sometimes, it can be hard to see how much you've progressed, especially if you tend to compare yourself to others. But dedicating time to reflect on your past gives you the space and time to see how far you've come in life. 8. Stop wasting time on life's trivialities. As we learn from Seneca, if such people want to know how short their life is, let them reflect how small a portion is their own. We are all guilty of spending too much time on trivialities. More and more of our time today is spent looking at screens, whether for work or on social media, scrolling through status updates and posting endless selfies. How often do we catch ourselves giving our time to others for nothing more than the pursuit of monetary and social gain? Casually playing a video game with no particular merit is a waste of time. Time you could be developing a useful skill, exercising, or edifying yourself with literature, art, or music. The same can be said of social media. Like other forms of open entertainment, social media is designed and optimized to consume your time. If people came up to you all day asking for $20, you'd tell them to go away. But people all day come up to you, whether in person, by phone, email, or even text, asking for your time, and you simply give it to them. We must dedicate ourselves to living for ourselves, at least most of the time. The person who says yes to everyone else's requests will soon find that they have no time for themselves, and that they are living for others, not for themselves. Those who are happy fill their time with activities that are valuable and meaningful to their own vision of life. 9. Invest your time in creating new memories. To quote Seneca, "You have been preoccupied while life hastens on. Meanwhile, death will arrive, and you have no choice but to make yourself available for it." If you give money to a wealthy man, he will try to double your money by investing it where he will get maximum returns. Similarly, we all must invest our time wisely, and the best returns we can get with our time is by investing it in creating new memories and philosophies. Seneca tells us that memory is more lasting than grief. We spend so much time pursuing things that further shorten our short life, like luxuries and leisure, so that when we grow old, we regret not having truly lived. One of the enemies of happiness is adaptation, says Dr. Thomas Gilovich, a professor of psychology at Cornell University, who has been studying the relationship between money and happiness for over 2 decades. Gilovich and other researchers have found that memories of life experiences, however fleeting they may be, provide more lasting happiness than things. Memories shape our thoughts, actions, and decisions. They shape who we are. You can start creating new memories by taking on new challenges, spending time with loved ones, traveling, and seeking new opportunities. Buying an Apple Watch won't change who you are. Taking time off work to hike the entire Appalachian Trail definitely will. We are not our possessions. We are the accumulation of everything we've seen, things we've done, and places we've been. 10. Invest your time in philosophies. In our final wisdom from Seneca for this video, we learn, of people, only those who have leisure for philosophy are at leisure. Only those are really alive. For they not only keep a good watch over their own lifetimes, but they annex every age to theirs. All the years that have passed before them are added to their own. Seneca points to the study of philosophy as the only valuable occupation of the mind and spirit, an invaluable teacher that helps us learn to fully inhabit ourselves in this brief and transient spell of existence, and expand our short lives sideways, so we can live widely, rather than merely living long. Philosopher means lover of wisdom. Philosophy is the study of truth, virtue, life, and death. Nothing in this world is permanent except truth. The philosopher will always seek to discover the truth about how this world is and what our role is in it. You can start by reading. Good books have been written in your service. The knowledge and wisdom they contain are compressed time, and that compressed time in their pages adds to your time. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out our Stoicism playlist and for more videos that will help you find success and happiness. Using ancient philosophical wisdom, please subscribe. Thank you very much for watching. Everyone stay with the Creator.